Dude, it's freaking hot, man.
Yeah.
Don't you feel it's hot? It's like
Yeah, I
it's
mean-
supposed to be like cool by this time
Yeah,
for those who are not in Dubai. So of
course, yeah.
Dubai is like crazy heat, and it's also getting hot in the studio.
Yeah.
I think because of our guest today, Spicy Senorita. I feel like Wayne Campbell actually of Wayne's World. Like
Is
she's a
it?
babe. She's a robo babe.
Yeah.
She's the president. Should be called Abraham Lincoln.
Exactly.
So
Party on, Wayne.
party on Garth. So yeah, let's get on with the show.
That's a 90s reference. Not too many people will get
Yeah, I don't know if people will guess
Maybe the
it.
kids of today
I've
have to go
watched-
back and Google Wayne's World.
Google
yeah?
Wayne's World, 100 times.
We have a very special guest with us today, a fellow Goan. She's actually, interestingly, born in Kolkata and lived her first part of her life in. She's a fellow Margawite actually from Presentation Convent.
Okay.
And then went to Assam for a couple of years and then came back to complete her studies in Chogle College in Margao. So I'm sure she has some fun college stories as well. Her achievements include starting off with winning Miss Goa in 2012. She's been a winner on MTV Splitsvilla. A couple of her achievements also include the Impactful Influencer of the Year 2023, Woman on Top for their Game Award 2024, and Top 50 Most Influential People of 2020.
Oh,
So that's quite a bit. So without further ado, thank you very much for being on the show, Scarlett.
Thank you.
And welcome to Kiss Me, I'm Goan.
welcome,
Thank you.
Scarlett. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's start with the $1 million crore question. I would say is, are you going, Scarlett?
Very much going.
So tell us where
I
you're
have a going car.
All right. But I've seen these reports online saying that you're from Assam, and like, why is that? Well, is it because you've lived there and the people are confused?
You all live in Dubai. I'm an Arab.
Right.
We're still trying to get the shake title.
Yeah, milkshake.
Faza, please come here. No, so I'm very much going. Going by blood. If
Right.
I think let's forget what the internet says. If my
Yeah.
blood's going, that's enough, right?
Yeah.
So my father works for an oil company in Assam, and
All
that's why I was in
Okay.
Assam and I studied in Assam, and only for a few years. But I actually finished my 10th standard and my college, everything in Goa,
Right.
majorly. So yeah, don't believe everything on the internet.
And how long were you in Assam?
I was there for around 10 years.
10 years,
Like
okay.
till I was 12 actually.
Till 12,
till I was
okay.
12, and then I moved to Goa when I was 12 years old. So
okay,
after that,
okay.
I've been in Goa and
I
still
know
in
you
Goa.
were,
Yeah.
I know you were young, but was there like a Goan community or anything of that sort in
Not
Assam?
really. Not
Okay.
much. There are a lot of Anglos, but
Okay.
not too many Goans. Just one or two maybe.
So growing during that time, you were not
No.
so much exposed to the Goan culture.
No, I
as
wasn't.
in the
Because,
sense.
Assam predominantly is more of, there's a majority is a Hindu community.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And
Then the Anglos,
Muslims, and then
they're
then
small
Christians.
minority.
Very, very small minority. So the only Christians people I met were in church, and not
Yeah.
many Goans. Very few.
Okay,
But they were maybe, I could just remember one or two
You could
families.
count,
Yes.
like,
but
yeah.
a very big Anglo-Indian community. So
Okay.
a lot of my people around were actually Anglos.
And do you visit Assam?
I haven't
time
for
to
many
time?
years. I'm
Okay.
due this year. But
Okay.
yeah.
But otherwise, Goa is your home.
Goa
of
is my
course.
home, yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting because you say, so for example, if someone was to ask you where's home, it would,
It is-
without a
it's
click
Goa.
of finger,
Yes,
it would
yes.
be
Correct.
Goa. But so growing up, what were your influences? I mean, I think your mom is Goan. I mean, she
Yes.
was born and brought up in
Yes.
Goa. So what were your influences growing up? Obviously there's food on the table, our Goan culture, anything that you remember growing up that influenced you?
I actually grew up with my grandmom.
Okay.
And she's very, very Goan.
Okay.
And so when I was small, she would not when I was small, even now, she cooks a lot of Goan food.
Okay,
And
okay.
food is, I really, really love food. So everywhere I go, the day I come back to Goa, I
Right.
make it a point that I land back in Goa and not any other place in India.
Okay,
Even though
okay.
its connectivity is not very easy, I make sure my first meal is a fish thali.
Okay,
I
okay.
love if whoever follows me on social media sees
Yeah.
the amount of thalis I eat.
Okay,
Like
okay.
I know I'm not supposed to, but it's okay. I work out extra in the gym.
Yeah,
I
there's a problem with
yeah.
sheet kodi, I think.
Yes,
You have
oh my
too much of
God.
rice
Oof.
and then you need to work
Like
out.
even in Dubai, I'm literally always asking people where are nice places to eat Goan food because it's not the same when you cook it at home.
Of
Yeah,
course, it's
yeah.
not the
Yeah.
same. Was your grandmother good, good cook as well?
She's a very good cook.
So
she
you
makes
look forward
really,
to home
yes,
cooking.
Yes, she makes really nice mutton chops. And her kafrial is very nice. She loves chicken. She eats chicken every day. And
Okay.
she's 83 and she's really
Oh,
healthy. And I think
wow.
that's the secret.
Right,
Eat
yeah. Oh my
High
God.
Goan
protein.
food every
We
day.
gotta get
Yes,
a
of
recipe for
course.
kafrial then.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
any restaurant, just a quick one,
Near
like
my
you look
house,
forward to?
there's this place called City Cafe, which is
Okay.
really old. It's been there since I was in school and college. It's near the stadium. It's a
Okay,
small
in Fatorda.
Yeah, in
Fatorda
Fatorda.
Stadium.
Anyone in Fatorda will know where City
Okay.
Cafe.
All right.
And it's got all the Goan snacks and really really nice Goan snacks. It's got the rissoles, it's got chops, it's got sandwiches, it's got the chicken mayonnaise roll.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Wow. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I
then
think you'll have to compare notes with Carrie because Carrie's always either at Jackrus
yeah.
or at
No, this is
Longinos.
better than Jackrus. Trust me.
Wow.
Better than Jackrus.
I need to check this out
You
then.
should check it
I got to
out.
check City
Yeah.
Cafe.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be on my list.
And they have this grilled sandwich. It's like a
Okay.
grilled mutton sandwich. You know the grillers which we used to use when we were young, like the one where you
For the
take it and
toast
you
and all that
toast it.
stuff.
It's got that. It's still, and it's
okay.
2024.
Nice.
So.
And are you a fan of
Oh
roast
my god,
omelette?
my mouth's watering already.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
my
roast
God.
omelette. There's one which is in Kolva, which
Okay,
is really
okay.
nice, and one at the bus stand.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Marga
yeah,
bus
yeah.
stand, which is open really late.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. I know what you're talking about. I think
Yes.
it's Ullas. I think
Yes,
it's
yes,
Ullas is-
Ullas,
Ullas is
correct,
Ullas,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
famous. And okay, now coming to Goa now. From food to Goa, the place we lived in, and I mean, you did your schooling there,
Yes.
like we did. Comparing to the past, do you think there's a lot of changes now? Is it good or bad?
Let's put it this way. I mean, if you go back to Goa, and we just came back from a trip from Goa as well. So what's the one thing that you miss about the good old days?
So much. Like Goa, it's sad. I know this is controversial, but Goa is losing its charm.
Okay.
Not all of it. Thank God, South Goa is
South
still
is intact
Goa.
in a
I
way,
still
yeah.
feel like every time I enter South Goa, I feel like it's still Goa. But North Goa doesn't even feel like that anymore. Like you go to Asagaon, it's not Asagaon, it's
Yeah.
Gurgaon.
Asagaon.
You go to like Porvorim, it's not Porvorim, it's like Bandra.
Yeah.
So
right, right.
it's not. I don't know. I don't know how long Goa will still be Goa. Because if it continues this way, you see more MH and
Karnataka,
Karnataka and
number
all
plates.
other number plates in Goa more than Goan number plates now.
Right,
And I don't know. Yeah, it's sad. Like I wish we still keep our
identity is going to be
and-
lost.
Exactly, it will. I mean, I know everyone's for change and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
yeah,
but if you talk about Goa, which is part of India, it's the closest. It's like going to foreign country. Anyone in India can go to Goa, and it's as good as going to a foreign country. It's the cheapest and closest foreign country for anyone else in India.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
reason when they say Goa, they think about it as a foreign holiday, which is 2 hours away.
Yeah,
A foreign
yeah,
holiday, which is
yeah.
1 hour away.
Yeah.
But are they keeping anything of Goa alive? Like you see all these reels and YouTube videos and Instagram videos about Goa. What are they talking about? They're just talking about parties, drinking, drugs, renting a car, driving rashly. Are they even talking anything about Goan culture, about Goa, about heritage, about
Yeah,
nothing?
Yeah.
So that is what they've perceived Goa to look like. It's all about
Yeah.
it's all about the bad things. Like it's nothing what you and I would really are living in Goa or what everyone else. A real Goan doesn't live that life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't
Yes.
get up in the morning
Exactly.
and have a beer.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
don't. We are not raving all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, each to their own. Nothing wrong in doing that. But
Yes.
that's not what Goa is all about. And that is
Yeah.
what the the TV and movies and everyone's making Goa look like. And even people are actually doing that. They're coming to Goa, buying land, and Goans are selling the land off. But yeah, it's sad, but yeah, it's not worth
I mean,
it.
you see these bars, restaurants. It's more of the non-Goans actually.
Of course.
It's not the Goans are really partying, to be honest. But
I mean, they are, but I'm saying
there
like
are a few.
It's not. That's not what Goa is about. For years and years, from what I know of, at least for how many years I've lived in Goa, that's not what Goa is supposed to be like. Goa has a lot more to it than what they're showing. They're portraying what it is to be like.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember. Now that you talk about it, so I was. I'm in hospitality, and for a good part of my initial career, I was in Goa for a good 6 odd years. And I remember when tourists used to come to Goa, and we used to sell the culture. It was about, so what can you do in Goa? At the first instinct, it was never about, why don't you go to party up north? No, It was, why don't you go to the churches? Why don't you go to these heritage houses? Why don't you understand Goa, how it was when you were growing up? Now I think now the first thing that comes to mind is, okay, where do you go? Do you party? Do you go to North Goa? Do you go to Porvorim and all this kind of stuff? So yeah, I mean, it's changed a lot comparatively.
Correct.
Yeah.
So coming now to your, I would say the influencer side. So you built now a massive following online. What would you say what's something about the influencer world that people wouldn't expect or might find shocking?
It's not as easy as it looks like.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not exactly what you see online. There's a lot that goes behind it. Like a video that is just 15 seconds online, it doesn't take 15 seconds to make. It may take hours to make. And there's a lot more that goes behind it. There's planning, there's, stylists, a team, photographer, videographer, studio, booking, a script, a lot more that just goes behind 15 seconds of a video. And people don't realize that. And recently, surprisingly, just before I came to Dubai, I came a few days back, a week back, and I was doing a shoot.
Right.
And one of the photographers, we were talking, and he mentioned this line. I won't take his name.
Yeah.
But he mentioned I told somebody called me up and I told them that I'm shooting with you. And he said, so how is she doing all this so fast? She's going to Dubai, she's moved to Dubai and she's doing things in Dubai, all this so fast. What do you mean so fast? I've been doing all this for it took me so long.
Right.
It's not so fast. I don't know whatever they meant or whatever they thought. But a lot of people have this perception of, she's doing all this so fast. It's not so fast. It took me years and years and years of hard work that led me where I am today. So there's nothing fast. Everyone thinks that social media is fast and you just get followers like that and you get reach like that and you get views like that. No, it takes a lot of time. It took me days and weeks and months and years of posting every day consistently to reach where I am today. And to build, and not only build a following, it's also keeping that following. It's also building a brand and keeping up to that brand. Building is very easy. It's
to
like a house.
hang on to those followers is something.
Of course, because there's so much on the internet today and it's not, so everyone thinks it's so easy and so fast. It's not. Try it.
You've got now 1 million followers. When did you touch that? When did that happen?
It happened, I don't remember the exact date and time, but it did happen around somewhere last year.
Okay.
End of last year, I think. But there's a lot of up and down because I know it's sad, but some time back was, say, Ganesh Chaturthi, and I post Ganesh Chaturthi, and then I get thousands of unfollowers. And then say there's Eid, and I post something like Happy Eid, and again I get double of that unfollowers. And I come to Dubai, I posted a video of wearing an abaya once. There's nothing wrong in this. Abaya is not even a religious outfit. It's just an outfit, right?
Yeah.
I posted a picture in abaya and I got so much of hate and I got so many unfollows and I got threatening messages. So...
Okay.
So, which means, I mean, it was one of the questions I had in mind.
It would have been 2 million, I think, otherwise.
Really?
Yeah.
So, which comes to, I mean, I'm always looking at it. I'm thinking, what are the pressures of influencing? I mean, what are the daily pressures that you go through in this life of yours that you've created and been so successful?
Because I think we also had, to be honest, when we started the podcast, and we have our Instagram account, of course, and there will be some negative comments.
Yeah.
And, it kind of pricks your mind a bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, how...
Ask me about it. I think I've learned the art of ignore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
Ignorance is bliss. Because the person who's sitting behind that computer or that screen, who's sitting and typing something bad to you, is unhappy in his or her own life.
Okay.
And they're just projecting it out over there because they would not have the balls to come in front of you and say that to you.
Yeah.
And there are either two things, I think. That's my way of thinking. There are only two things. Either they want to be you and they can't be you,
Right.
or they're just jealous of the position you're in. They're just two things.
Okay.
Or they're just jobless and they have nothing else to do and they just want to throw hate around, and that's why they're doing what they're doing.
Right.
So just ignore the hate, because if you're getting hate, it means you're doing something right.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like bad media, they say, right?
Of course.
It's media is media,
Media
so
is
you get
media.
it. Bad publicity. Sorry.
Yeah.
Correct me.
Publicity.
Yeah, bad publicity.
You want to talk good about me, you want to talk bad about me, as long as you keep
Talk
talking about me.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but does it impact your, like, for example, would you posted something for Ganesh when it was there, but would it impact your future decision making? Would you change your thought process, or you don't give a shit?
I don't really give a shit, because as long as there are people there for me, I don't really care for the people who are judging me, because I don't judge anyone anyway. And what's the problem if I want to... I'm a Christian, and if I want to support somebody celebrating their festival, they shouldn't bother anyone. Like, why would it bother you?
Yeah.
So each to their own. Like, if someone wants to leave and unfollow me or block me, it's their loss, it's not mine.
Yeah.
I have so many other people who love me and are there for me, supporting me. So I love my followers. So it doesn't matter who's not there.
Right. And I've seen that you've done some brand collaborations, a lot of them. Has any brand collaboration that has gone wrong? Anything you'd like to share with us? Any episode you had or a story?
So
you don't have to mention the
names.
brand.
I can't take names because we sign NDAs with everything that we do, so I can't really release names. But
we can meet at the bar.
I still can't tell you. I've signed an NDA.
No, he's trying to get you drunk and get the names out.
No. I'm a Goan, but I don't drink that much.
Oh, cut.
So yeah, I
need a Fanny bottle. So yeah,
I'm starting an alcohol brand though.
Oh really? Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you heard it first.
You heard it first on
the show.
You heard it first on
We've
Kiss
got
Me, I'm Goan.
we've got our 30-second snippet now. Huh?
Yeah.
So any story you would like to share?
I'm actually
such?
very, very, when it comes to work, I'm very, very, very particular. So I make sure I cross-check it 100 times. So I'm very clear with the documentation and all of that. So I make sure nothing goes wrong. But yeah, sometimes when it's out of your control. So once I was signed in with an agency. Now I'm not. Now I'm freelancing.
Okay.
So when I was signed in with an agency, everything goes through the agency, right?
Okay.
Now I have my own team, but not an agency. So a brand collaboration came through the agent, and the agent, she gave it to me, and it was supposed to be posted on, so they give you a time frame, like you have to post it at so and so time and before so and so day. And she was supposed to give me the brief, because only when the brand gives you the brief can you make the content. And then they gave me the brief, and I sent it back because the brand approves it. So I sent it back, and she never sent me the final one. And she just disappeared. Like, I don't know what happened. So she left the agency. And there was no one else to handle it. And the brand thought that I didn't post it, but the fact was the agency hadn't given it to me. Also, this is one thing that went wrong. Another time, the same agency, I won't take names, but the same agency. So there were mails that were coming to me, like suppose XYZ. Suppose Batil had actually contacted me.
Oh, nice.
And the agency replied back to because they are replying for me, right? So they reply back to them, but they don't give my contact number, and the manager gives somebody else's, some other, like for example, they reply saying, thank you for contacting us. and this is our contact number for this influencer. So they were literally redirecting all my work to other influencers because they were making more commission out of them, I think.
Really?
So yeah. So after that, I
the
took a
vicious
stand.
world.
I'm like, I am not going to work with agencies like this, which is very wrong. But I just let it go.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to sit in.
That's when you decided I'm going to start my own thing.
I want to just work on my own. I don't want to be signed with an agency. I mean, I'm open to working with agencies, but as long as they are professional and good and they make you more money than you do otherwise.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Anyone going through your Insta page would be very envious on your country count. How many countries have you been to now?
Not too many. I
Over
have a
100?
lot more. No.
Every time I see it, like she's somewhere,
it's like,
I'm only going to Ajman and Charlie.
I feel Scarlett must be having like 5 passports, She did so much of stamping all over the place.
The pages will be endless.
Yeah, seriously. Or the immigration guys are pissed off with you every time you're renewing it.
Every time in Goa, I go back and they be like, why are you traveling? I'm like, because I want to travel. How are you traveling so much? Because I need to travel. No, I'll tell you what. So...
Yeah, they do ask these questions.
Yeah, all the time. And especially when I come back from Dubai. I'm like, this is work. Come on. It's not a holiday. So I don't know why.
Right.
So actually, it's a small story on why I started traveling so much. So I lived in Bombay 10 years of my life. And I worked and I worked and I worked and I worked and I worked. And I didn't and because when you work on TV, you get like 1 day, 2 days off. One week, 1 day off in a week, sometimes not even that. And you're working for like 12, 14 hours every day. Yeah. And I think I burnt out. And then I took a decision that, not only that, a lot of things actually led to that. I lost a few people close to me. I lost this friend of mine who's a friend and also a part of my team called Chris. And he was a traveler and a photographer. And he would really travel a lot. And I was also always, I think the travel bug got to me. Like when I was 2 years old, I was 2. My mom and dad sent me to Calcutta on a flight alone with a ribbon on my hand saying Happy New Year and send me to my grandmom's house. I was 2 years old, yeah. So exactly. Now when I'm like, what were you all thinking? So they sent me with a ribbon, no bag, nothing. They sent me with a ribbon on my hand and a tag saying Happy New Year. And they sent me with somebody I didn't even know, with my mother's office. Somebody in her office was going, so they sent me along with them. But I never met this person in my life. And that person knocked on. I flew. I reached Calcutta. They knocked on my grandmom's door, and my grandmom also didn't know I was coming. She opened the door and she saw me, and I'm crying, and I'm like, they sent me alone. And yeah, so I think I blame my parents because when you're young and they make you do something, it just gets onto you.
Right.
So I think the travel bug bit me then, and then it just went along because I realized that we have one life to live and we are not trees. We are not meant to be born and stuck in one place. Yeah. And why not see the world? There's so much to see. So then what I started doing is I started spending lesser money on everyday things. And I stopped. In Goa, I don't go out. You'll never see me in a club.
Right.
Like at least now. In the past.
Well, unless it's a particular event or
unless
something.
I'm getting paid for.
Yeah. Okay, we can the Saturday.
Unless it's a promotion or whatever else. I go to restaurants and of course I dine. It's not like I don't. I'm not like living in a hobbit hole or something. No, I do. But yeah, I do go to restaurants. I have a drink or two. I go to bars, but I don't really... My reasons of spending have changed. My purpose
you take it easy, relax.
Because I want to. I have like this thing where I make money and I collect money because I want to see the world.
You go to the bank. Piggy bank.
My aim. So I have this hashtag called Travel the World with Scarlett Rose.
Okay.
And I want not only me. There are a lot of people, unfortunately, for whatever reasons, can't travel, and I want them to travel with me. They can, travel with me is not physically, but travel with me. So that's why I post a lot of stuff. Like if you see the stuff I'm posting.
Physically travel, I think you'll get a lot of requests.
Every day.
I can imagine.
There'll be a line in Fatorda.
But during, just coming back to the Bombay days, where you were saying, you were doing these TV shows like Splitsvilla, etc. Did you get to travel at that time, or was it only India at the time?
So when I did Splitsvilla, the reason I actually even did it because that was right after Miss Goa. And they picked me up. I mean, they casted me for that because and one was Goa, and that time it just blew up on Facebook for some reason. I don't know why. And that's how they casted me for it. And at that time I was not even good in Hindi. Like, मेरा हिंदी बहुत खराब था. मुझे वो भी नहीं आता था.
You had to speak Hindi, right?
Only
for the show?
Hindi, yeah. And luckily,
we'll make you sign a book. We're also in that group.
So luckily that year, Sunny Leon was hosting it, and she didn't know Hindi, luckily. So that's how I got away, because they said it's okay. Our host herself doesn't speak fluent Hindi.
Right.
And also, the real reason why I did it is because they said you'll be living in a palace in Rajasthan for a month.
Right.
And I was like, wow, I'm doing it because of that. But history had its plans, and the universe has its plans, and it.
But of course, with a show like that, I think it would open doors for you, right?
Yeah,
in
but
terms of
I would never imagine myself reaching the last day and winning the show. I just thought I'll do it and I'll be out in a week, or because you get eliminated every week. And I was in the elimination round there was not one elimination round I was not there. I was literally the first one to be out of the show on day one. Like, I was the one voted out. Because you need to have a partner. The whole show is about finding love and finding a partner. And I made everyone my bros. So they were like, this is not...
this is not happening.
This is not happening.
Okay.
Very quickly, for me, just a small question. Give me a percentage. It could be even 0, it could be 100%. How much of these shows are scripted?
Don't tell me. She signed an NDA.
Okay, so we're going to move forward then.
I did this many years back. So in at least my season, it wasn't scripted at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when it's a reality show, you're there for 30 days. They can't give you a script to read out and say things, right?
Yeah, but I somehow feel, it's like foes are not really foes, or friends are.
Of course, I think
that's kind of, that's kind of scripted to some extent.
Okay, you see politicians in Goa. You think they're really friends? Same way, they are in a bigger reality show than us.
So we're going to tag some people over here.
So yeah, of course,
I
there are a
got
lot
some
of
names.
Oops. I hope this doesn't come in the assembly.
Yeah.
There are some of them you think that they are like they hate each other, and then suddenly you see them holidaying in some country together, and I'm like, I thought you all didn't like each other. What happened?
Yeah, they should start like the real politicians of
Yeah.
Goa show, a reality show.
Of course it will. I wouldn't mind hosting it.
But you ever thought of Bollywood films and things like that?
Yes, of course. I think if only my Hindi was good enough.
Okay. But you thought about it.
Yeah, of course. I've got a lot of offers. I didn't really take it because of a lot of reasons, but I'm happy.
Okay.
Is there my juicy question, I would say. Is there a thing as a casting couch?
Of course there is. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't take many of the movies I was offered.
We have to get into this now.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah, but I didn't sign an NDA with them, so it's all right.
Okay. So anyone who wants to get, say, a Goan girl who wants to get into the industry, is it easy, or what's your take on it? Is it Nepo kids?
Nepo kids will always be there. You can't stop that.
Right.
Okay. Like, for example, you have a Goan business happening. Obviously, they're going to give it to their kids to run. They're not going to find some random person on the road and be like, okay, you're worthy enough and give it, right? So that's how nepotism works. And I'm not for it. I'm not against it. But that's how life is. You have to accept it. Yeah. There's no two ways about it. If you have a business and you're going to give it to your kid, of course the Bollywood is also a business at the end of the day. So you can't, I don't know why people are so against nepotism, but that is how it is. So I don't have a problem with what Karan Johar or Shah Rukh Khan or whoever is doing, because anyone else in their position or any other business would do the same thing. Do you question a business and why did you give your son to take over? No, that's how it is. Whereas about the casting couch, of course it's sad, but it is how it is. And there are things like this happening. But no one can force you. I mean, this is what I think. Because, of course, people will try and people will suggest.
But is it changing now? I think you might have seen the Malayalam film industry right now.
Don't get on the couch,
So they have the Me Too movement going on right now. So do you reckon it would change, or it's too...
Me Too has been going on for years.
Right.
Not now. It's happening for years. But
of course, now it's coming out in media.
Yes,
and
of
with the
course.
Malayalam film industry. They're not talking about Bollywood though.
Yeah.
It's all about
no,
Telugu. And
there are a lot of people out in Bollywood also. It came out and they got arrested and all of that.
yeah. I think that came
Long
quite
back.
some time back.
But what I'm saying is, no one can force you. So I
Right.
think as long as you keep this clear, no one can force you. No one can make you do something that you don't want to do. Because I've been in situations and I've got out of it, and I can vouch, and everyone can vouch, and no one can ever point a finger at me that I have done anything to get the work I've done. As long as you're good at your work and you make sure you're the best, they will take you eventually, because they know that no one else can do what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean, it's inspirational. I mean, for me, for example, for you, and one of the reasons why we started the show as well was to kind of highlight Goans who've done well. And in that essence, inspire the younger generation, the kids today who may be watching and say, even I can be a Scarlett Rose for tomorrow. So keeping this in mind, I mean, we'll always tell our kids, hey, hard work will always pay off.
Correct.
But then again, at the back of our own personal heads, we'll always thinking casting couch is going to make that so difficult.
But casting couch, like, let me tell you, like, I know I'm not taking the side of the industry, but there's casting couch everywhere. It's in corporate.
Of course.
It's in corporate. It's in hospitality. It's in it's just the words are different. Maybe it's not casting, but there's always a couch and a bed and a lot more. So it's everywhere. You can't stop. I mean, no one's going to be working anymore.
Exactly.
But also, I think it's you can't always blame just one side of it, because I know a lot of people who tell me things about how people.
I mean, there are some actresses who know what they're getting into, but they'll still do it.
Actresses, even actors. You think
actors. Okay, maybe actors as well.
That's why you're not getting on the couch. You sit in the balcony.
Like, I know so many people in the corporate world, women and men. They want to climb up the ladder, and that's what they choose to do. So no one's forcing them. So it's not happening only in the industry; it's happening everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's only that because there's cameras and lights and eyes on the industry that people are talking about it. But it's been happening everywhere else for years and years and years.
Yeah. So just again, very quickly, so for that maybe 7-8-year-old girl who's perhaps listening, one of our audience members, and she says, oh, Scarlett was Miss Goa 2012. How do you see her opportunities now in Goa?
I always said this. I said this even 10 years back. If you go through some interview that I said, Goa has so much of talent. And there's so much that Goa can do and Goans can do. But I just don't know why they're not doing it. Like, I don't know whether it's maybe they need a push or they need... the opportunities are there everywhere.
So do you believe that Goa has the infrastructure to get India's next model?
Yes, of
Really?
course. Bigger than that, or even maybe the next Bollywood star.
Okay,
I mean, there is one that comes to my mind is that Elena De Cruz, who's a Goan, but I think she's brought up in Bombay, if I'm not mistaken. But other than that,
I mean, like, for example, you hear the Miss Universes, history will always tell you, like Venezuela, for example, has a lot of Miss Universe beauties. That's because from a grassroots level, the country is promoting, these kind of events and stuff like that, like, Venezuela, maybe city level
Colombia,
or country and all this country level. So I remember, we were talking about dances before, and we said the good old days used to have these 3-4 dances which were promoting Goan culture through the dance. Is there any kind of let's say competitions right now in Goa which are promoting
like
modeling,
beauty pageants
or anything?
I'm not sure, but I remember I did Navy Queen. That was one of the things that happened. I don't know whether it's still happening
I don't know whether
now.
it's still going on, honestly.
So that's what I'm saying, I mean, when we were there, the good old days, like the Navy Queen was, and even in Doha, and I remember they have these contests where they promote girls to do modeling, and you builds up your self-confidence, and there's so much positive that comes out of it. I really don't know whether it's happening in Goa now.
And also, now I always tell people you're blessed with the internet. Like, it's so easy now to get out there. Like, at least when I was there till like till some years back, there was no internet. There was nothing for you to read. Now you have such a big platform that is free. Make use of that. Like to whoever listening, make use of that. You have the talent. Do it. It can be cooking. It could be modeling. It could be acting. Just go out and do it.
People got it easy now compared to when we were living, like we're still living, but... but
are you living life? That's what's important.
That's the question. Yeah, right.
You need to travel.
That's why, yes.
I have to stop Ajman and Charge.
Maybe stop going to the bars more often. You'll be able to add another country on your list. No, I actually tell them. I tell this to my friends. A lot of my friends in Goa, they're like, how are you traveling so much? How are you traveling so much? I'm like, I'm not out every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday drinking out in the bars. Calculate those bills.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
you can do a new country.
Let's talk about the... So obviously... the layman will think, whoa, this girl's traveling quite a bit. Where's the income coming from? What they don't understand is you're working hard for it.
Of course.
So
Plus, I'm also a travel influencer. So not all my travels are leisure. A lot of my travel is also work. So I work with tourism boards. I was recently in Yas Island. Of course, I did so much in Yas Island, but that was all paid for. So a lot of my travel is also because the company or the tourism board or the whatever brand is paying me to do that. So they book my flights and my stay, and I also get paid.
I think we always wonder, and I think the
so
question
this is the
is,
answer.
can you can you make money being an influencer?
Of course.
Is it okay?
Okay. Where I am today is.
Be it travel, be it food.
You choose your niche and you make money on that. But
so again, sorry. So that's very important what you said, huh? Choosing your niche.
Niche, correct.
So that's because I'm assuming that there's passion connected to it.
Correct.
I mean, like, for example, if I were to tell my daughter, okay, why don't you be an influencer? And I'm telling her, okay, go into, I don't know, branding for hotels, for example. If she doesn't have a passion for it, it's not gonna work, right? I mean, you need to understand that business.
Correct.
It's not just about traveling and clicking photos on your iPhone.
Not anyone can do it, but as long as it needs to be from within.
Yeah.
Like you really need to love getting up in the morning and going and having that breakfast.
You're looking forward to it. You got to have that drive.
Of course. And you need to, and also there's a lot more that goes behind it, because when you're promoting travel and tourism, you can't be getting up at 11 and going. You have to get up at 5 a.m. because that's when the sites are empty and you need to get your pictures and you need to get your videos, and it's not as easy as it looks again. And also you need to sleep late because that's when you get all the fireworks and the city line. And
correct. Yes,
you need to plan your looks and pack and carry your gear, make sure your camera's charged, make sure your mic's charged, everything. Like it's a lot more.
It is a lot of work.
It's not just carry.
I think envy comes from all of us when we assume that you just got up in the morning, picked up your iPhone, and you have content ready.
Yes, of course. They think I just get up in the morning and I sit on a flight and I fly to a place and someone's there doing all this for me. No, it's not. But I enjoy my work.
Yeah,
so
that's what's important, right?
I enjoy what I do.
You're passionate about it, and that's, I think, what's critical to your success.
Correct.
If you're passionate about something, obviously it will showcase in your 1 million followers.
Yes.
2 million. Well, guys, come on, man. Don't leave all of us.
please.
Come back on her page.
But I wanted to ask about, now, since we're talking about influencers and now the Goan influencers, let's talk about Goa influencers. I'm not too happy myself, and I think even Neil, where I've come across, like, say, non-Goans who are based in Goa. And, posting about Goa, they say, whatever, giving misinformation. They think they know the Goan culture. There are very few influencers, maybe they're Goans, who are doing a good job. But what is your take on that? Do you feel the same way, or do you think...
I have actually a lot to say about this, but I'll cut it short. So I run an agency in Dubai and Goa, and so many influencers get in touch with us who are non-Goans. Okay, I mean Goans also, but a lot of non-Goans who have come to Goa and made Goa their second home.
They want to,
they've come on a holiday and they're like, oh, mujhe ye zindagi jeena hai, and they move here and they are the ones drinking beer every morning.
Fantastic in Hindi, by the way.
Note kariye.
She's better than the two of us.
I'm trying. You never know. What if I get a Bollywood movie next month? So they write to us saying we are influencer and we have moved to Goa and we are now Goa based and we would like to do this and we would like to do that. And one, they're either really charging really less, or they're doing it for free because they are new to Goa and they want to set up their base, and that is what's affecting everyone else in Goa.
Right.
Because the same brands that would pay anyone else in Bombay, I'm not taking names, but I'm just giving an example.
Sure.
Suppose they would pay 1 lakh a post for someone in Bombay, or they would if I was in Bombay and they would pay me 1 lakh or 2 lakh or whatever, or 3 lakh. And when I come to Goa, just because all these people have spoiled the Goa market, they would be like, oh, they are doing it for free. She has 1 million and she's doing it for like 5,000, 10,000. I'm like, where is 1 lakh and where is 10,000? Like, and why would I do it for free?
Exactly.
Why would I come and promote your place and make content for you? And what's my benefit in it?
Yeah.
Like, there are so many, these villas and hotels in Goa. It's stupid, but I'm like...
Yeah, I know.
They ask me, they're like, oh, we are offering you free stay. I have my really nice house that I stay really comfortably, which I don't have to pack and I don't have to do anything. Why would I come and stay in your place, make a reel for you, promote your restaurant, promote your hotel, promote your stay, promote your business? What am I gaining out of it if it's not money, right?
Right.
So there are a lot of people who are actually spoiling the Goa market by doing this because they are undercharging. They are not charging at all.
Okay.
And that's what's affecting everyone else.
But not to forget also the content, the kind of content they make.
Oh my God.
It's a bit
I think
embarrassing.
it's like, when someone's in jail and you finally let them out and they go berserk and crazy.
Right.
I think that's what's happening with them. They are living in a city and they have like nothing to do and nowhere to go, and they finally come to a place and they are letting out secret locations.
Yes.
They are promoting places that are
hidden gems.
Every
time hidden gems.
Please keep it hidden. Keep it hidden.
That's why it's called hidden gem.
That's why it's a gem, and you're not keeping it a gem anymore. You're making it like, I don't know, charcoal, a garbage dump.
True.
So that's another reason I don't post a lot of Goa content, because every time I post, everyone wants to know the location, and I want to keep Goa as sacred and as Goan as possible.
Valor.
So,
that's the right way, actually. That's the problem when people give out locations and then you're bombarded with tourists.
I keep on seeing this one reel of this one very private bar in North Goa. Apparently, it has like a secretive entrance and you need to knock on the door.
I have seen that,
But there's so much of reels. I mean, each reel I've seen has got like probably 1 million views. So it's no longer secret now, is it? I mean, there must be a line over there.
A speakeasy bar, something hidden and
something,
all that.
I mean,
I don't understand the logic.
For me, the guy who was
I'm
running
glad that I'm not seeing these videos.
The guy who was running the place must be thinking, man, this is not good for me in the longer run because I'm becoming too commercial and then at one day it's going to die down kind of thing,
No, I think there are a lot, in Europe, there are a lot of speakeasies. The whole concept of a speakeasy is for it to be hidden, right?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Like secretive. But in Goa, the amount of bars that have been opening, there are more bars than houses, I think now.
True.
So, have you gone to, we were talking about Goa about how Goa has become earlier. Like, Asagao is not even Asagao anymore. It's Gurgaon, and you go to Wagator and you go to Morjim. It's like, I don't know.
Even Kalangut, which used to be, it's finished.
I saw a video of like the Baga Lane few days back. And I was shocked. It doesn't even look
Goans
like...
don't go there, I think, now
I don't know. I've not been there for like years, but I don't know what's happened. It's sad, but it's...
Yeah, I know. Anyway, we're running much out of time. But with some spicy questions now with all the male fans would like to know. And me as well.
What is it?
Are you single or you're dating someone or getting hit soon?
I'm looking at my next travel destination. That's what I'm looking at.
Saiba Bogush. Okay.
So you're married to your passport, is it?
I'm married to my passport, very much. And now it's 2 pages. So, 2 books and maybe the third one coming. So,
Okay. And
a secret needs to be a secret, like we just discussed. So,
he must be a hidden gem. And we spoke about as well, maybe it's going to be like the hot news. I believe you're planning to start a podcast as well.
Yes, it's in the works.
Any deets on that? Can you give us
any deets? There'll be a lot of Goa in it.
Okay.
And So I used to host a TV show for years, and since then I actually had been planning to do this, but then COVID happened and I moved to Goa, and I'm not in one place for too long. That's why it's delaying. So I need to be in one place for some time for me to do it. But I just came back from a trip with my grandmom, so that was one of the things that I needed to do on my list, and that's done with. So now
but
I
it's
have
going to
some
happen.
time. Yeah, of course, it's going to happen.
Okay.
So would it be like a homage back to Goa kind of thing?
Yes, it's going to be more of life in Goa. I won't give too many details now, but
all right.
Goa and life in Goa.
Okay. Nice. And what can we look forward to, like this
apart
year,
from the
next year?
podcast.
Apart from the podcast, anything else? Like any developments happening with you?
A lot's happening.
Okay.
But
except for a wedding.
no, yes. Another reason.
Don't you get so Carrie always
the
has
time.
this. The last episode he was telling us, the previous couple of episodes, he was telling this joke where this lady asked him about
when you're getting married, and I told that auntie, I said, auntie, it's in the pipeline, and she's like, it must be a long pipeline. So do you get that a lot? Like a lot of people.
Do you not get it from the
God.
aunties and
Like,
uncles?
the minute I moved back to Goa after COVID, I mean, I was 10 years in Bombay, right? Because that's where work was. And then I came back to Goa. And every second person I met, from the salon to the cafe to the local shop near my house, everyone was so invested in finding me someone to marry. And I'm like, in all of this, I'm like, why are you looking? I'm not looking. Like, I don't want, like, why are you looking for someone? No. And then they started they started bringing proposals. Oh, we got this person in UK and he has a UK passport and a Portuguese passport. I'm like, I'm not looking.
Okay.
No, you need to settle down. I'm like, am I not settled?
Yeah. I guess it's inbuilt into the Goan culture,
Not
you know.
Goan. I think it's more of the Indian culture.
Indian
not
culture,
Goan.
yeah.
It's all
Maybe
over.
it's definitely an Indian
it's
culture.
more of an Indian culture. Like,
wherein
they're like,
somehow it like life kind of comes full circle only when you get married.
correct. So
And
they think,
it doesn't make sense.
According to them, I think according to them, or I don't know, according to Indian Asian society, a woman is not complete until she's married and she's got kids. And that's all what her life is supposed to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no problem about that, each to their own, but I think there's a lot more to life than just that.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what all life is about.
Yeah.
You can have a life without having kids. You can have a life if you're not married yet. You can have a life at any age in your life. You don't have to get married and have a kid and only then you're going to be complete and settled. Like, you can.
Yeah.
Right.
And because what's the point? There's so many people who do that and they're so unhappy.
Yeah.
There's so many unhappy marriages and so many unhappy families just because they are in situations like they did it because they do it if you want to do it if you love the person, do it if that's what makes you happy. Don't do it just because your grandmother and auntie and uncle and father and mother is making you do it.
Yeah. No, it happened even this John Cena was asked this question. Do you plan to have kids? And he said, I've got nothing against it. It's just that, I want to focus on my career and my wife and I have the same values. We, think on the same page. We don't judge other people. And it's just that the society is like that.
Correct, yeah.
And ours is even worse, I would say.
Correct. And look
Indian
at the population
society.
already. India is already facing a population crisis.
Yes.
Like,
we were beaten China.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you can. Okay. A juicy question.
Juicy.
I call it the juicy
Every
question.
time he says juicy, I'm like...
Don't think of juicy fruit, the chewing gum. So you ever had like... You don't have to mention names, but like actors or, politicians or something like that DMing you and messaging you, things like that? Or any funny stories?
You can make out she's got at least 10
yeah.
at the top of her
I
head.
wish I could say I had an NDA.
This will be in like a secret reel or something.
I think let's just keep the line to men will be men.
Oh, okay.
And it's okay. It's all right.
It's part of the package, I would assume. It's part of the life.
It's part of life, not package.
Yeah.
I'm not offering any packages here. It's part of life. And it's okay. I know how to handle it rather.
It comes in the territory. That's what I meant. Obviously with fame and with the kind of work that you're doing, you've got the whole world looking at you.
But have you ever had like psychopaths in the sense like fans, some weirdos.
In Goa, surprisingly, not much in Bombay, but in Goa, there are a lot of times I get followed. And there was this, recently it happened. There was one guy who actually stopped me on the road in the middle. I was hosting a wedding, so I also host. So I was hosting a wedding, and I was coming back from the wedding, and I was stopped on the road. I stopped, and then he stopped the car in front of me, and he started.
And you were alone?
I was alone, and he started saying things to me and telling me, go back to Dubai. This is Goa. And I'm like, what do you mean go back to Dubai?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And luckily, I had everything on camera. I mean, I started recording it because he blocked my car and he was not letting me go. And he said a lot of horrible things to me. And he told me, I'm paying taxes. Like, what do you mean I'm paying taxes? Even I'm paying taxes. Like he said, I don't know what was his problem. Nor did I know him. I never saw him.
He was like following you in the sense, and then he blocked. He knew where you were.
He knew me through somebody or something like that.
Okay.
But it turned into a police case, obviously, because he was abusing me and he said things. And luckily, I had it all on camera because people were just watching and not doing anything. And I was like, is this some theater, something going on the road? You see a woman, and I was in a long gown.
Right.
And it's not like I could just walk and run away or whatever.
So wait a minute. So this guy, was he attending the wedding as well?
No. He was just on the road.
Road.
He just stopped me on the road. I slowed down the car. He stopped me and he parked his bike in front of the car and all this happened. And luckily...
So wait a minute. So the guy just happens to randomly see you.
Me, yes.
And that his pressure goes so high, he does all this drama.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I guess he was lucky that you were there, I think. And
no,
he
so
caught
then
you or
he
something.
comes and tells me something later when we go to the police station and all of that. He even went hiding for a few days, by the way.
Really?
He went hiding for a few days and all of that. But then, I don't want to get into details, but it was somebody that I knew, her partner's friend. So something like that.
So he brought history to the... He
so
had
I don't know
kind
what
of...
he said. So that guy, he said something to him about me and that he just happened to see me and that's why he brought all this out. So there are psychopaths like this. Okay. But...
I was assuming he's a roadside bebdo who just...
No, but he was drunk and he was riding his bike and all that, which would cause problems to anyone else. But there are a lot of crazy people otherwise I meet on the road, but they're not psycho. They just want to meet and click a picture and
But what
say
about
hi.
like someone who's, I would say sexually trying to come and
that they
follow
won't.
you? No one is
they
like...
can't do all of that stuff.
Okay. No, because being the model and all,
I do like... I have self-defense courses I've done.
Okay.
And plus I have like friends around me who are...
Okay, that's good. But you've never had any episodes or incidents like that?
But I may get a gun soon.
Okay.
Oh my God. Apparently...
Goodbye, Mr. Johnson.
The AR-15s apparently are the weapons of choice.
No, I meant like a legal licensed gun.
Yeah.
Because it's not safe. Do you see the things happening in Goa, in India?
Yeah.
But I think even Goa is no longer safe like before,
too many things
for women
happening,
and all.
of course.
It's not. I think you can't even go on the beach. I think in the night.
I don't even go to the beach anymore.
Okay.
Sadly.
Sad.
Yeah. I do one or two, but I'm not going to take the names because it's not going to be a hidden gem anymore.
I guess hotels are fine.
Yeah, hotels are
safe.
Fine.
Yeah. But
but I mean, if you get a
you're
crazy
going, why would you want to go
this,
book a hotel and stay there to go to the beach?
More importantly, I mean, again,
but even the hotel. Imagine I go to a hotel and I'm going to be seeing someone eating butter chicken and kanda, piyaz and beer de do mujhe ek. I don't want.
Yeah. Correct.
Naka.
Yeah.
Naka.
No, I can relate to that. Yeah. Even I can't stand like some Bollywood music in the background or something like that, and you're trying to enjoy yourself.
Exactly.
You want that nice shack.
Exactly.
Nice beach.
That's why I'm not naming the nice places I go to.
Yeah. That's why I said Balor. Yeah, we got to keep this hidden. We cannot. That's what Neil and I decided.
So we were in Goa. Yeah. As I said, we just came back and we met in a couple of places which were pretty hidden in the sense when I spoke to a couple of people, they didn't know about it.
Were they in the south?
South, yeah.
South, that's why.
South. There was, I mean, both the places where we met, remember?
Yeah.
Food was really good. It was that very Goan shack, the loose tables, chairs. And we sat for like hours. We were chatting among friends and stuff like that. And then the food was fantastic.
And these
the drinks.
restaurants we didn't find on social media.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah,
through
yeah.
friends.
That was the best.
We would ask our friends.
Let it not be on social media.
yeah,
It won't be
Yeah.
a hidden gem anymore.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Touch
No, I mean,
wood.
that's-
Social media is really good if you see. I mean, it's got its good side and
yes,
bad side.
Of course,
But
I agree with you.
I think when it comes to Goa, people are misusing it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's becoming what it is.
Yeah, look what has happened with Fontaine-ish
Yeah, oh
in,
my
in
God.
Panjim. So, and now with, I mean, I don't know, Old Goa as well. And Fontaine-ish has been destroyed, I think. In the sense, I think government has to be, careful with allowing people in. They're disturbing the residents. So, yeah, we...
Have you put in your application to run for the next elections?
I have to travel the world first. Yeah. Then we think about elections.
There's
So
a...
you contact Scarlett Rose
You're
travel
getting
agency,
inspired by
so,
Scarlett. I know. Yeah, but I'm voting for you, buddy. Don't worry.
So I saw an article a few days back, and I just want to check and read it correctly because I want to say word to word because I'm going to be quoting a politician. So Suresh Prabhu, who is former union minister, he made a statement recently about how Goa's capacity, there's every state has a capacity of how many people can live in it, how it's growing so much that it's not good for Goa. And he said that so many people are living in Goa more than ever that if you ask someone in Delhi where they live, they will say, I sometimes come to Delhi, but I normally live in Goa. So imagine if the former union minister is saying something like this, it just shows and proves how that Goa is going to become uncontrollable because the carrying capacity of Goa has become so much that it's like we can't. It's almost like a threat.
Yeah. Anyways, we are out of time.
Yeah.
Now we're really out of time.
So thank you, Scarlett, for coming on the show. It was
Thank
lovely.
you.
Thank you for giving us time. It was
Yes.
lovely chatting with you.
Yeah.
It was really nice. Like
Yeah.
I felt like finally I meet like my Goan buddies and we're chatting about Goa.
Muito obrigado.
Yes.
Also, at some point, maybe we do like a real conversation also about
Yes,
Goa
of course.
and whatever issues at some point. So thank you so much, Scarlett.
Yeah, we usually ended up with usually put our guests tags, but I'm sure you have everyone knows about you, so you can follow, of course, Scarlett. On
We'll put it in the captions.
Yeah,
You can follow Scarlett Rose. Not difficult to find.
Yeah, very easy to find.
It's Scarlett M. Rose.
Rose,
Scarlett
yeah.
yeah. So thank you so much
Thank you
once
so
again.
much, yeah.
Thank you guys for listening to the show, and please follow us, subscribe. We are on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, all the major channels. Show your support, subscribe. Give us that 1 million.
And don't leave us, please.
Yeah, don't leave us, please. Thank you, everyone. Cheers. Bye.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
a lot.
Thank you so much.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.